Well, good morning, beautiful souls. This is Michelle with Upgrade in Progress, and this isn't one of my usual videos, and I'm not sure I'm going to post it, but I had a lot of flow this morning, and I was just feeling extremely expressive and creative, so I decided that I was either going to make this video to post, or I was just going to make it to give myself some notes for later, so we'll see how that transpires. So as I was walking this morning, I had already woke up and kind of watched a couple of YouTube videos to sort of start my day. And I usually maybe watch like a tarot reader or, an energy update or something along those lines that are somewhat inspirational. But every now and then I do go down a rabbit hole, like an X22 channel, somebody who has the back channel of what's going on, and and I don't want to say conspiracy, because they're really not conspiracies anymore. But my point is, the topic that was really kind of resonating with me today, was there's just so many darn opinions, and we're at this such a critical phase that, the one thing I truly, truly believe, and I think I mentioned this in a past video, is that I really believe that this whole pandemic, this whole lockdown, this whole quarantine, the masks, the Black Lives Matters, all of it is created, first of all. But second of all, and I believe it's created intentionally to create the divide. It's going to create a divide because it's such big topics that you're going to have people fall on both sides of whatever shit they're putting out in the media. But the thing that I constantly keep circling back to, and I think is really obvious and really kind of shouting at us all. So the video I made yesterday, I called it, oh shoot, I forgot what I called it. But I think the one before that, I put my truth. And I think I want to call this one Your Truth, because where I was going was, I really, really think that this whole thing and the divide and everything is really about you. You. Now, this video may be watched by one person, or, maybe I'm talking to 1,000, but you, meaning that we all have historically always sought validation and confirmation outside of ourselves because we don't trust ourselves. So we look to what other people are doing, that the herd mentality, that's one of those phrases that's getting kind of kicked around, the herd mentality. And it's causing so much discomfort with people because the herd mentality, many free thinkers, woke people, starseeds, light workers, whatever, are starting to realize that the herd mentality is not resonating inside. And so it's creating, dissonance. And, that's where so many people are living in fear and confusion, is because what we do to confirm on the outside is just not matching anymore. So I have to kind of come back to, this is about you on an individual level. Now, I did mention that in a couple of videos, that this process is very, very, very individual. And that's causing a lot of confusion and anxiety for people because they just don't know how to get that validation or confirmation, that uncertainty of, well, is this right or is this wrong? Because it might feel right, but then the herd is doing something else. Use the mask as the biggest example of what's going on right now. Is that, and no matter where you fall on that great divide, this really does require us to kind of dig deep, because if you are wearing a mask solely because you are fearful, then I think that's speaking volumes. So, because again, a lot of us don't have that fear. And then the projection starts out with, you guys are spreading the virus because I'm scared. So I just want to use that as an example of this being an individual process. So my example is, I don't have any fear. My fear literally went away a couple years ago when I woke up and I started ascending and I tapped into God and the energies and felt the love. Once I felt that and experienced that, I could not be fearful. It literally just floated away. Now, as I've mentioned in a couple videos, yes, it, kind of springs up from time to time, or I might, kind of regress momentarily and go, what am I going to do about? But it's not an underlying frequency anymore. It just went away. So in terms of explaining that in regard to the virus or the mask, if I don't have fear, then I am not at all compelled to put myself behind a mask. So that's just, again, kind of that individual, and then I can be very confident in that decision, and I am very confident in that decision regardless of what I see in the outside world. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not a little bit of discomfort when I see the entire world, damn near, wearing masks and still trying to hold strong to that belief. And I do. I can literally go, nope. I'm just not getting pulled in. Now, that kind of confidence truly comes from doing the inner work and clearing it out. And it's not easy, but it's my truth. And so that's what led me really to believe and then share with you guys and anybody else, recognizing that nobody can tell you what this Black Lives Matter issue is about, and if you need to feel guilty about white privilege or whatever the case may be, or if the virus is real and you need to be fearful and put on a mask, or the economy is collapsing and you're not going to have a job again. Whatever it is that's going on, that is your work to turn in. And that's where I created my business. That's kind of my mission now. That's my purpose, is to help people at that starting point to learn to make their own decisions, come to resonance with feeling comfortable and confident in that decision, and then walking your truth, speaking your truth, being your truth. That, I believe, is what ascension is all about and where we are heading. So again, I just kind of wanted to share that, I stand here, well, I'm sitting actually, but I'm here firmly in the belief that what we're all dealing with now needs to be dealt with on an individual level. And the paradox is that when we do that work individually, we tap into the oneness and we realize that we're all connected. So doing this individual work seems almost like it is the very last thing that we need to do to experience separation down here in this 3D matrix. So the 3D, and the reason why we incarnated all down here on earth, as souls, was to experience separation and duality and play in these realms of what that's like. But this time now is truly telling us that we're evolving and we're changing. And if you can just breathe that in and recognize, yep, times are changing. And so, do some research, go down some of those rabbit holes and find that we are evolving and we are moving away from separation and duality. So it makes sense that, the one last hurrah that we have to play in separation is to totally dive inward into our own heart, whether you believe in God or Allah or Buddha or whatever. Tap in, start to communicate and create a relationship with your soul, with your higher self, with your spirit. And that can be your confirmation. That can be the validation. So rather than seeking it from the outside like we used to do, now we're seeking it on the inside. And that is how we evolve and turn into the sovereign beings, and realize that we're all connected. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. I'm sending love. I'm sending light. I'm here if you need anything. And we're in this together. We all got some work to do, but tap in and find your higher soul, your higher self, because they're waiting. They're waiting to turn on that relationship and dance in the rest of this life you have. So I love you guys. Be well. I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.